Good morning. Thanks again for tuning in to Millennial Diligence. Today I wanted to talk about planned obsolescence and what we can do to combat planned obsolescence. The way I see it, I think you can do it in three ways. There might be more ways than this, but these are the three that come to mind. First off, buy everything you can used from reputable sellers, be it from eBay, Goodwill, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, anything like that. Buy it used from a reputable seller. Here's a tip for Facebook Marketplace. Look at the profile picture. That will give you a good indicator as to whether or not the seller will be reputable. Also, Facebook Marketplace has a built-in feedback system. So there's like a 5-star feedback system that's pretty reliable as far as I can tell. For the most part, buying used and secondhand, it's normally a good idea if you're used to it. So if you've never bought anything used from private party, it can be a little bit weird at first, but once you do it a few times, it becomes normal. Just be sure to be safe about it and meet in a neutral location. Don't meet at your house. Don't do anything like that. Just meet at a neutral location, very public, and I'm sure you'll be fine. So yeah, buying used, like I said, buying online, pretty much a safe bet. Lots of feedback systems, lots of there are A to Z guarantees on a lot of these places, Amazon, eBay. Buying used is much safer today than it ever has been. So that's number one, buy used. Number two, do your research. The main issue with planned obsolescence, not only from just the wastefulness perspective, where we kind of live in this throwaway culture where we're so quick to, well, something breaks in 2 years and we just toss it out. It's not only the fact that it's wasteful and it's reprehensible in terms of the amount of things we just throw away. It's costing you more money in the long run. So number two is do your research. Read the reviews, read everything you can about a product before you purchase, and get an idea of that item's durability, how long it's intended to last. Because honestly, if you spend more money on the front end, knowing that it's going to last longer, you're going to save money in the long run, even if you buy something new. So if you have to buy something new, do your research, look into it, look into the brand, look into, some brands have been known to, like, what's a good example? Stanley, these Stanley mugs, they've gotten bought out by larger firms and they kept the name, but they didn't necessarily keep the quality. So you want to be aware of that as well. Just because the brand name has a good reputation, that doesn't mean that it has carried over to the modern day. So do your research, check reviews, ask your friends and family, that kind of thing. So get firsthand accounts. Reviews can be juked and they can be made up and they can be AI generated. So you got to watch out for that as well. So do your research. That's number two. Number three, don't buy it at all. I'm a big proponent of minimalism on this channel. And honestly, if you can get away with either not buying it or borrowing it from someone, say you only need it for one task or something like you need a specific item for one thing, just borrow it from a friend or family or a neighbor. Honestly, do not clutter up your life for one thing, because before you know it, things do add up. They accumulate, and before you know it, you're going to have a bunch of stuff that you don't use that costed you money, and by costing you money, it costed you time. So you got to think about it in terms of that as well. At least that's my idea behind it. So just to recap, I'm thinking how you want to go about combating planned obsolescence. 3 ways: buy used. If you got to buy new, do your research, or don't buy it at all. Don't clutter up your life. Just really think hard about whether or not you actually need that item. Need versus want. 2 different things. So just pay attention to that. I think these 3 have definitely served me well. I've definitely decluttered my life for the most part. And honestly, over the years, it's becoming less of an issue where I need to declutter. I don't get cluttered in the first place, or I try not to. But even so, no one's perfect, and you do have to go through and declutter every once in a while. But if you follow these 3 steps, you won't be ending up with more clutter, more broken junk. That's the whole thing, planned obsolescence. And you'll save money in the long run too. So thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know down below what you think of these 3 tips and what tips do you use to combat planned obsolescence. I'd love to hear it.